Clear.
Clear. So, up to this point, all we have been working on is ribs, and we are excited to get to something that is just a little bit different than ribs. It will actually be riveted onto our ribs, but it's a little bit different. They're called rib stiffeners. Our ribs have a little bow to them. So basically, this is a large version, but we're creating like an L-shape metal part that will get riveted onto the face of our ribs. And that L shape, once it's riveted on, will help keep them nice and straight.
Clear.
Clear. So what we did is we have these big sheets here.
Clear.
And our L pieces are actually only going to be 1 inch wide, and then once we bend them in half, it's only going to be a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch L. So they're pretty tiny, but they do add quite a bit of stiffness.
Mags on.
Master switch on.
Contact.
Clear.
Clear.
So we've got our big sheet, and the first thing we need to do is cut them into these 1-inch strips.
Go for it.
No, this is just a photo op.
Wow.
And then once we have them in the 1-inch strips, then we're going to cut them to length. And we're actually doing the cutting in the strips and cutting them to length on a metal shear.
Clear.
And once we have them to length, then we're going to take them over to the press brake over here, and we're going to bend them into that L shape. And this is a very specific press brake. It's got a nice little radius on the edge of it, so you don't get a sharp crease, so your stiffeners don't crack. So a little bit different than ribs, but we're excited.
Clear.
Yep.
Much easier than snips.
Yeah, that did a 2-foot cut in about 2 seconds.
Then I just move it up 1 inch, so we cut off 1 inch. Make sure it's straight. Clear.
My hands are clear.
So, I just learned something really cool. There's this thing called a perfect mistake. And basically, basically what a perfect mistake is, we're taking these guys and we're chopping them down so they're shorter. And I chopped one of them exactly 1/4 inch short.
No, too long.
I cut it too long?
Yeah, you ate it.
Oh yeah, I cut it too long, and then I had to go back and cut it back to the right size. So, were we going to be able to fit enough on there? Well, the way they fit on there was exactly 1/4 inch to spare. So if there's ever such a thing as a perfect mistake, I just made it. So
keep telling yourself that.
I am a perfect mistaker.
I thought you were going to say you are a perfect mistake.
That I might be that too. So anyhow.
I feel so wealthy.
Like bars of gold.
Sweet aluminum.
How much does that weigh? Because all of that's going to be in our wing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think about it. These are just little stiffeners, but this is probably a good, 2 pounds, 3 pounds right here.
Half a tank of gas?
Yeah.
I mean, half a gallon of gas?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that's a good point, yeah. In an emergency situation, that could be important, but in a steep turn,
These are important.
I'd rather have these than a half a gallon of gas, so.
'Tis true.